Hello and welcome to a very timely episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. Normally these come out every other Monday, but I'm putting this out special as soon as I'm done recording it because as of the time of this recording, they just opened up voting for the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, and there's only 1 week to vote. It's the 15th to the 22nd. So instead of doing my normal 2 week schedule of videos, I want to put this out as soon as possible, so it'll be out the day that these go live. And it's open to the 22nd. You see in the show description below a link to vote for yourself. And we're going to go through the categories. We're starting at the bottom and scrolling up because we'll end with anime of the year for the year 2020. But we're just going to go through and talk about these. I might be a broken record about a couple of these shows, but there'll be a few that come up over and over again, a few that'll come up too often. So we'll talk about them here, and I'm going to vote as I'm recording this. So you can see when my votes are. I'm voting just like everybody else. Obviously, I'm not an industry person or anything like that. But I figured I would go through it and we'll talk about them a little bit. And there are a few shows I haven't watched that are on this list, and I'll mention that as they come up. So let's get into Best Fantasy. ReZero Season 2. This is the first half of Season 2. Second half of Season 2 is starting right now, so this is the first half. Decadence, Dorodoro, Dragon Quest, Ascendance of a Bookworm Part 2, and Tower of God. So, I think Dorodoro is the best fantasy on this list. I want to give a shout out to Decadence. I don't think Decadence is going to win anything, but it being nominated is great. It is an original animation. It's not based on a manga or a video game or a TV show or anything like that. And I can appreciate that. And something original ending up on this list, really appreciate that. And I thought that was great. But to me, it's Dorohedoro. So we're going to click Dorohedoro. I mean, Dorohedoro is beautiful. It's a beautiful dark fantasy show. He's just got style. And then confirm. Great. And then I can share my pick if I wanted to. And yes, you can vote daily until January 22nd. Will I vote daily? Probably not. Will I vote more than just today? Yeah, probably. But you can vote daily until the 22nd. So that's why it's only open for a week, is because you can vote every day. Um, and you can also see this, and it'll give you a little bit about each one. Obviously, I would recommend when it comes to like best score or best opening or closing animation or vocal performance, I would recommend going and doing the viewing yourself. Go check those out on your own. Because we're not going to do it here because of monetization. Anyway, let's go to best couple. One of my least favorite categories because the nominations are always weird. We've got from Tonikawa, we got Nasa and Tsukasa. We have Legoshi and Haru from Beastars, which I haven't watched all of. I bounced off of Beastars. Katriana Klaus and Maria Campbell from My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, who are not a couple. There are no couples in that show. There is a harem, a mixed gendered harem, mixed up sexuality harem of girls and guys interested in Kachiana. They're not a couple. Kaguya and Miyuki are on this again. They were on it last year for the first season of Kaguya-sama Love is War. This is the second season. They are not a couple. The whole point of the show is that they are not a couple. Is they want to be a couple, but they want each other to confess their feelings so they have power in the relationship. They're not a couple. Koto and Kuro from Inspector. Okay, well, they are a couple. They're a real couple. My thing with this is I just don't like them as a couple. I like everything about the show except the fact that they're dating. It's weird. And then Chizuru and Kazuya from Rent a Girlfriend. I can see Rent a Girlfriend winning this. I haven't watched the show. I'm not interested in it. I can see them definitely winning. I'm going with Nasa and Tsukasa. Now, I haven't finished Tonikawa. It was on my list of things I was going to watch this year, and I'm getting through it. But they're adorable, and the whole point of the show is they get married, and then they're finding out about each other and what it means to be in a couple, be in a relationship, and be married. And it's lovely. So we're going to vote for that. We get to confirm our vote, and then we'll scroll up. Again, you can see the nominee video. It's a little package. Best score. I recommend you go out and listen to these on your own. I have heard 5 of the 6 scores, so I'm voting with not hearing one of them. We have Tower of God, Beastars, God of High School, Great Pretender, Keep Your Hands Off Isaac, and Japan Sinks. I have not heard a note of Japan Sinks. I have not watched a second of Japan Sinks. Um, while I think that the score to Keep Your Hands Off Isaac, and actually there's a song in it I like, but the score is fine. God of High School. All the fights have beautiful music going with it that play really well. There are a couple fights that go jump between different locations because they're actually a mix of two different fights, and the sound really plays well with that. I'm gonna go with that. I think God of High School has the best score of the year those listed. I do think that Great Pretender has a great score as well. I didn't really love Great Pretender, but I did think the music was one of the best parts. Um, Let's see. Best comedy. Keep Your Hands Off Isaacan. My Next Life as a Villainess. All Routes Lead to Doom. Kashigoto on the list for the first time. Awesome. Kaguya-sama Love is War. Sleepy Princess and Demon Castle. And The Misfit of Demon King Academy. History's Strongest Demon King reincarnates and goes to school with his descendants. From this point on, I will only call it The Misfit of Demon King Academy. Misfit of Demon King Academy has funny moments in it. It's not a comedy. Kashigoto is listed as a comedy, but it is a dramedy because the drama is actually, in my opinion, way better than the comedy. The comedy is fun and good, but I think the drama outshines it. Kaguya-sama, incredibly funny. Sleepy Princess, very very funny. My Next Life as a Villainess is again, it's not it isn't it's an isekai, and it is a good fantasy isekai, um, and it's funny, but it's not a comedy. Keep Your Hands Off Isaacan, certainly a comedy. Again, I would say more interesting and more fun than funny. So to me, even though I can understand why you'd be in Akasha Goto, to me it's Kaguya-sama or Sleepy Princess. And what did I laugh more at? I think I laughed more at Kaguya-sama. And also, I should say this, Season 2 of Kaguya-sama, Love is War, has dramatic moments in it. You feel. You never really feel for any. Maybe you do a little bit for Sleepy Princess. They do have their moments, but their moments are undercut very quickly. Where Kaguya-sama doesn't undercut its moments. I'm gonna go with Kaguya-sama. I could see Sleepy Princess winning this. I could see me on a different day voting that. So we'll confirm that vote. And then we're gonna go up here to Best Drama. Again, I would love to see Kashigoto up here because I do think it's a fantastic drama. We have Fruit Basket Season 2. Didn't finish it. Japan Sinks, haven't watched it. Beastars, to me. Great Pretender, Sing Yesterday for me, oh wow. And Somali and the Forest Spirit. Sing Yesterday for me, I should say, was one that I did not watch it as it aired, and then I marathoned through it very quickly. Um, this is probably the category, so far anyway, I can say so far, and maybe throughout, where I am the least knowledgeable. This is where I kind of fall apart as far as best drama. Um, so I'm going with Sing Yesterday for me because it is the best drama that I watched. I don't think this is winning. I feel like Beastars is going to win. I feel like uh, the actual winners are there is a panel of many many judges. They added way more judges, a variety of judges from all over the world. You know, people that are on YouTube and are big online and various forums, and people that write for Anime News Network, and people that write for Crunchyroll, Funimation, and industry professionals. And then also there's the audience vote. And I don't know how wide it goes there, but I do know that the internet is going to go for Beastars. Uh, I know they are. So I'm going to go for Sing Yesterday for me because that is my favorite of these. Again, not super qualified for that one category, I feel. Best fight scene. Gojo and Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen. Uh, uh, Bercoli and Dark God Vecta from Sword Art Online Alicization War of the Underworld Part 2. AKA, I think the only Sword Art thing going to be listed here is my guess. We've got Mori and Dawi from God of High School, and then we've got Mori and Taik from God of High School. Jigal Taik. Deku versus Overlord from My Hero Academia Season 4, and Brawler versus Master from Akudama Drive. I love seeing God of High School on this list for twice. I was wondering what isn't on this list. What shonen series or action series should have been represented on this list? I wonder if it was something from Tower of God, maybe you could see it showing up in this list. I'm gonna cough. Pardon. I'm gonna drink a little water so I don't cough. Yeah, I could see that ending up on this list. Uh, hmm. I don't know. Maybe Black Clover has had a weird year, so maybe not Black Clover. Um, but I do like seeing God of High School on here. I'm not going with a God of High School pick. Also, this is not the pick I would pick from Jujutsu Kaisen. Definitely, I know when it ended, when voting or nominations ended, we hadn't had our best fight scenes for Jujutsu Kaisen. So I think the second half of the show next year for 2021's awards, you'll see other fights in there because this is not the fight I would pick from the show at all. Um, I'm going Deku versus Overhaul, which might be an odd choice, but uh, while I don't think Overhaul is a good antagonist at all, I do not think that he's a good antagonist. I do think his fight with Deku is incredible. I think the series of fights that lead up to that fight are all fantastic. Really on all cylinders here with my hero, and I think it's beautiful. Um, uh, yeah, so that's my vote. Um, okay, best character design. Okay, so we've got Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin with a nod to the original designs and then the designer for the anime. Um, again, a toilet pound. Talking about Hanako-kun is going to show up in these categories, and it's a weird choice because I don't know anyone that watched it, but someone must have. Um, and then the character designs for Tower of God, Great Pretender, uh, BNA, Brand New Animal, and Yashahime half princess, half demon, which is an interesting choice. This is an interesting thing here. So I'm going with Isaacin because Isaacin is gorgeous and the character design is beautiful, and it is such a unique looking show. Pardon me, sorry about that. And I think it's fantastic. Um, and I am biased because I think that show fucking rules. Um, All right. We'll go into best animation. How we doing here? Okay, we're doing all right on time. Best animation: Isaacin, Great Pretender, Princess Connect Redive. That's an interesting choice. God of High School, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Beastars. I can see God of High School winning this. I think its animation is very fluid, especially its fight animation. I think sometimes it cuts corners here and there, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Kaizen, I think, is for a shonen, it is gorgeous. It's definitely the best looking shonen of the year because I do think it is quite beautiful. Uh, Princess Connect Redive. I don't know why that's on this list. Beastars, I think, is animated really well. I will say for Princess Connect Redive, it does blend its digital and its computer generated better than most shows, but I'm also a real stickler for that. I'm sorry. Yeah, Great Pretender's good. I'm gonna go with Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin. I think a lot that's gonna be a refrain for me. Um, Best Director. Uh, Yusawa from Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin. Park from Kaizen. Uh, Hagayama from Kaguya-sama Love is War. Uh, Toshikawa from Decadence. Kaburuki. Kabuga. Kaburagi from Great Pretender, and Sano from Tower of God. Look, do I think that Park does a fantastic job with Jujutsu Kaisen? Totally. Do I think that Decadence and again another there are a few originals on these lists, but a beautiful series. I think it's directed really well. Yeah, but the guy that has brought us such weird things, Isaacin is weird, but it's not like Devilman Crybaby weird. Uh, but it's beautiful and it's so creative and such a wonderful love letter to animation. So again, it gets my vote. I could see several other choices winning this. Um, Best VA Performance English. Okay, so here is the category I am least qualified to vote on because I have not watched any of these. I'm still going to vote for something, and you should go and listen. You can hit watch and see the shows. Um, uh, but I have not watched a single show, any of these shows in dub form. Hawks is a fucking weird choice. Like he has some dialogue at the end of season 4. He has some dialogue. It's weird. I mean, maybe it's a fantastic performance. I guess it is if he's going to show up in there. Um, oh, a Fate series showed up. We haven't seen a Fate series yet. We got Fate Grand Order, Absolute Demonic Front, Babylonia showing up in there. Um, uh, hey, look, we haven't voted for B stars for anything. We're gonna go with B stars. Um, so we'll do that. Uh, I'm a little more qualified to talk about best vocal performance. Wave, Listen to Me. Haven't seen it. Surprises on this list. Um, it is a 3 episode show that is basically just a movie broken up into 3 episodes about. Oh wait, no, that's not Wave, Listen to Me. Wait, what's Wave, Listen to Me? Wave, Listen to Me is. Oh no, yeah, Wave, Listen to Me is the surfing one, right? I think it is. I think it's the surfing one. I'm sorry. Uh, uh, Again, we got Toilet Bound Hanako-kun showing up there. ReZero. Ooh, I think. Ooh, that's tough. Uh, and Millionaire Detective Balance Unlimited shows up on this list, oddly. Shizukaisen, Isaacin. So, I do think that uh, Yusuke Kobayashi's vocal performance as Subaru in the second season of ReZero is fantastic, and I mean, this character needs range, and he has that range. First season, there's some high highs and some low lows. This season is a lot of highs and a lot of lows and very little middle. Um, uh, but if I have a chance to vote for my girl, Kanamari, I'm voting for my girl, Kanamari. And if I have a chance to vote for Isaacin in a category, I'm voting Isaacin. I bet you're guessing what what some of the other answers to some of these future categories are going to be. And I bet you're right. Ending sequence. You can watch all these here. You got Lost in Paradise, Night Running, Welcome My Friend. Again, Millionaire Detective showing up. Weird. Great Pretender, DDDD, Last Dance. Now, is it a cheat to have the Great Pretender in this category? I think it's a little bit of a cheat. It's not ending song, it's ending sequence. When it comes to ending sequence, it's Lost in Paradise. Please watch this. Click this button, watch it. Go on YouTube, put in Lost Paradise, Jujutsu Kaisen. Watch the animation. It's so gorgeous. A shout out to Inspector because it gives you this feeling that things are going to fall apart in the show in a way that they don't, which is kind of interesting. Um, Also, I want to give a shout out to Kashigoto. Kashigoto's closing theme, whose name escapes me in the moment, is beautiful, and I would love to see it on this list. Um, but I'm going to go with Lost in Paradise because it's beautiful. It's just fantastic. Uh, all right, so opening sequence Easy Breezy, Wild Side, Daddy Daddy Do, Kai Kai Kaiten, GP, and Phoenix. Hey, our first Haikyuu on this list, which is nice to see. Okay, so I don't think Daddy Daddy Do is as good as the first season opener, but I do love Suzuki. I think he's just incredible. The opening song to Kaizen is good, but to me, Easy Breezy, one, is just a fucking great song. Beyond, take it out of the opening sequence. It's just a great, fantastic song. And two, it's it's different. There's a French studio did this animation, so it is outside of the show, but its vibe is really fun. And I think it's just like you hear that song and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch Isaac, which I think is important. Also, Phoenix isn't my favorite of the Haikyuu openings, so um, yeah, not my favorite seasonal opening. But we're going with Easy Breezy, and that's an easy breezy answer. All right, best girl. This is going to be a little tough. So, we've got Kanamari, we've got Noi, we've got Abigail, we have Shizuru, Katriana, and Kaguya. I actually think I like Kaguya more in the first season. In the second season of Love is War, I feel that she is um, more ridiculous in ways I don't enjoy. um, uh, like just way more oblivious about her own internal feelings and understanding. Like she's a fish out of water in some instances, but in this case, it's just overblown. I like Abigail. Uh, so I feel like there is an internet love for Rent a Girlfriend that I don't share. I think Catriona rules. I think Noe is great, but Kanmari is fantastic. And if I have a chance to vote something for Isaacin, I'm going to go for Isaacin. Do I think she's going to win this category? She might. I think Chizuru is going to win this category. Um, but I'm going to vote my heart. Uh, Vote for Best Boy. Kaiman from Doro, Kuhn from Tower of God, Anos Voldigold from Misfit Demon King Academy. I'm not going to say the rest of it. Satori Gojo from Kaizen, Legoshi from Beastars, and Hinata from Haikyuu. Uh, this is actually a tough one. I don't think that Anos is the best boy. He's the best son on this list, but I don't know if he's the best boy. Um, this is also why is Gojo here? And Yuji is a best boy. He's a soft shonen boy. He's part of the new era of soft shonen boys. Like what choice? Why is evil guy? Because he's not evil, but he's evil. Uh, so I'm gonna vote Hinata. Hinata is gonna win this. This is gonna be Beastars is gonna pull this off. Hinata is great, and also season 4. Like while you might claim that he hasn't had the most growth, he's had the most clinching growth. But this season was a lot of chances for characters that we've seen to to rise and fall to rise again. Talking about you, Ryu. I'm looking at you, Ryu. Um, but when it came down to it, Hinata's growth benefited not just himself but the team, and we got to see him become more of a team player and yeah, uh, move into like less of a middle blocker and more of a libero that can score, which is fantastic. So gonna go with you, Shoyo. Hinata, you rule. Uh, Best antagonist. N. Rachel. Kidna. Sakuna. Soma. Akito Soma. And Overhaul. So I'm going to say this right off the bat. Spoilers for Tower of God. If you haven't seen Tower of God, this is a spoiler. Um, so sorry. I'm going to put that in the show description, and I'll say it when I tweet it out. But yeah, I hadn't looked this closely. That's a big spoiler, Tower of God. So sorry. Um, uh, Overhaul is not a great antagonist until he actually fights. And maybe that makes him a good antagonist, that when it comes down to the fighting, he's suddenly, like, interesting. But he's, like, his motivations are lame and not fun. He's not a great character. Um, and, yeah, I'm not going with that. I think N, also, a kid that has there's some stuff in ReZero. There's some stuff. And also, I'm looking for more from Sakuna in the future. So I'm going to go with N. Um, as a really good antagonist. You really want to see him get beat. And you don't like him. You like the people around him. You don't like him. I like it. Best protagonist. Natsume from Decadence. Just love seeing Natsume on this list. Yuji from Kaizen. Keep your hands off Isaacin. Midori. Asakusa. Kachiana from My Next Life as Villainous. Anos. And Hinata. I love this category. Now, I would say what my biggest issue with Decadence is the fact that Natsume is not really the protagonist. Natsume is on the box as the protagonist, but it's not fully her story, and I would argue she is not the protagonist in her own story. She's not the main protagonist. She's important to the show, certainly. Katriana, kind of the fun of it is that she is the main character, but she is our main character, but in the she's been isekai'd into a video game where she is not the main character; she is the villain. So that's a fun dichotomy. Yuji is a best boy. He should be in best boy category. This is a good soft boy, strong boy. If you watch the first episode, you're like, oh, this kind of get Bleach vibes. Those Bleach vibes don't fade fully, but you feel for the guy. And it's got a lot of humor in it. I really enjoy it. Anos is one of the best overpowered main characters the past couple of years. Um, you're never scared for him. I like the world around him. I like his supporting cast. I like there's a female character that is not instantly in love with him and not part of the harem, and that's fun. Um, Hinata's a great protagonist. Lots of personal growth. Uh, Look, I'm gonna I'm not gonna vote Isaacin in this category because I do think that the best protagonist is Yuji. Uh, Dora Yuji. Um, I think Yuji rules, and I think Yuji's growth has been great already. Um, he is also a main character in this show that has been pulled away from some of the main events just to make other main events happen. Now, do I love the plot element of introducing a character so that he can grow as a person at the character's expense? I don't love that, but it happens, and it's also a shonen. So we're gonna go with that, which is odd, but also like honestly, Isaacin, like, to me, doesn't. It has a main force, but it doesn't have a protagonist, uh, an individual protagonist. Whereas, yeah, it's Yuji. Okay. We'll get through this. Is a long video here, folks, but bear with me here because we are at Anime of the Year. We're doing it. I do appreciate that they didn't break vocal performance into male and female. They just did vocal performance. I appreciate that very much. I didn't notice that until we got here. I should have noticed that as it went, but I like that. Why? Why do that? Let's just put them together. Um, Anime of the Year. Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin. Great Pretender. Apare Ranman. Uh, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dorohedoro, and Beastars. First, I want to point out that Apare Ranman has been in 0 other categories. It wasn't in Best Fantasy. It wasn't in Comedy or Drama. None of the cast got nominated for anything. Character designs didn't get nominated. It's very surprising to see this, and also because it's not good. It's PA Works, but it's not good. Look, what it is interesting. It's not what it promised to be. It's not what I wanted to be. That's not necessarily its fault, but also, Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin. Obviously, I love it. Great Pretender is good. Beastars, it didn't click with me, but I know people really love it. Dorohedoro, I think, is fantastic. Jujutsu Kaisen, I think if you're going to put a shonen in here, I probably would have put God of High School in there. Um, uh, I mean, it's Isaacin. I loved Isaacin. It's my favorite show of the year. It is the anime of the year, and that's it. And I'm getting some sort of digital surprise because I logged in with my Crunchyroll account before I voted, which is okay, sure. Um, yeah, and all this other stuff. But basically, the anime awards are, as it says here, February 19th at which is I'm gonna look this up right now. February 19th is it is a Friday. So I will be doing a bonus stream that week, Friday, at shortly before 9 p.m. Eastern, which or no, 8 p.m. Eastern. So shortly before 8 p.m. Eastern. I don't know why that math was hard, but it was. I will go live and we're going to watch it together. So you're welcome to come check it out. Twitch.tv/PatBear. Make sure you give that a follow. And you can watch it live. I will have another video coming out that should be in the normal-ish time frame. So sometime next week, since this is only really great until the 22nd as a guide of what my votes are. But I'll have another video coming out because I'm finally going to talk about my top 10 anime of 2020. Some of my top 10 you saw on this list, including, obviously, you can guess what's near the top of my list. But also, there are shows that weren't nominated for anything that I think were fantastic that are on my list. So you can check that out as well. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope this helps. I recommend, as I said, watching those the opening and end performances. Checking out the vocal work to see that. And hey, use as a guide of some shows you should check out. Maybe not that toilet one, and probably not Apara Ranman, but the other ones, check them out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.